Amigos de República, bienvenidos. Nuevamente me encuentro hoy con uno de los conferencistas internacionales del TEDxGUATEMALACITY, Onno Faber. Onno es un emprendedor holandés que ha dedicado su vida los últimos años a investigar sobre enfermedades raras aplicando la tecnología a estas investigaciones con el fin de encontrar nuevos métodos, nuevas curas para poder mitigar un poco el impacto de estas enfermedades poco comunes. Onno, welcome. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing really well. It's great to be in Guatemala. It's my first time.
You have been contributing to medical research in a race against the clock. So what has been the most challenging part of this process?
Yeah, so I got diagnosed with this rare disease called neurofibromatosis type 2 early 2015, and I didn't know anything about the medical industry or genetics at that point in time. So I guess I had to learn a lot in the beginning, like what it was, and kind of trying to get at least some of the basics of how the biology works in the body.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's so there are many challenges in a medical condition. Of course, yeah, you have to learn about the genetics and about, in general, like how the disease works and finding the best doctors that you think can help you. But it's also learning about the whole industry and see where the system can be improved. This is my personal fascination about almost everything. Is just finding out how the system works.
Many people have heard about the terms AI, machine learning, but how exactly does this technology work when you apply it to medical research in your case?
That is a very good question, because machine learning and AI, they're like buzzwords. They're really hot.
Exactly,
right now.
but they're very hot terms.
In order to use machine learning and AI, you need a lot of data to train the AI to learn the pattern first. Yeah, for us, like I took more the challenge in kind of making sure that the data becomes accessible, and we do that actually by providing a way for patients to regain control over their data. So we help patients to get all the relevant medical data out of all the systems, so they can own it and control it, and also direct it to research projects. So later, if there is enough information available, then AI, machine learning, can be a useful tool to kind of find patterns or help like recognize patterns.
Okay, and in which part of the process are you guys right now? Have you found already solutions, or how far advanced are you?
Working on myself. I'm very lucky to have a bunch of friends who were working in genomics. We decided to move to San Francisco. Right after we moved, I got diagnosed with this disease, so I was really lucky that I was already living there. And yeah, so much of the research in the beginning was exploratory, just to see what I could do for myself, if there was anything useful. And of course, like with everything I do for myself, in the back of my mind is this question: how can it help other people as well?
Of course.
So, for example, I had a tumor surgery in 2015. So they went in to drill the hole right here.
Okay.
Took the tumor out, brain surgery, and then we had the tumor tissue, and we sequenced it, so we know the whole DNA of my tumor.
Wow.
And then, yeah, my friends are building these tools to look at that data.
Okay, so it's a parallel process. While you are giving them information, they are building the tools to analyze that information, right?
That's true. They use it also to improve their tools.
Of course.
Yeah, it is a case study for them. I am building these other resources with patients and doctors in those rare diseases to get all the clinical data together and provide a way for them to also sequence their tumor tissue and put it together in this collective like research bucket that's owned by patients. And what happens is, when this is owned by patients, of course, patients want researchers to work on that data. They want pharmaceutical industry to work on that data, develop drugs for them. So, yeah, we try to kind of create a put the patients that way in a position of power.
Have you found more patients with this rare disease as well, so they can provide information as well?
Like last year, we organized an event, like a science event, and we had about 300 scientists and computer engineers come, and they worked on my data because that was the only data I had
Of course.
at that point. But I built a website for patients to express their interest in getting sequenced as well, and like there were 150 other patients that signed up.
150?
Yeah.
Okay.
So which is for this disease is quite a lot. Make this data accessible, right? So you can have it. It can be sitting somewhere in a lab, but they can not just share it with anyone. But patients, it's a lot easier if the data is in the hands of the patients. It's a lot easier for them to share it. I'm gonna share my journey, which is part of it, and also I think it's a lot about the attitude that I think we need, especially in rare disease. It's really important to see collaborations and partnerships. In rare disease, there are only few patients, there are only few researchers if you're lucky. There are far less resources. So everything that's out there, every foundation, every clinic, every doctor, every patient, like we need to find a way to more efficiently collaborate and partner up in order to create enough fertile ground for rare disease research to give it a boost. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I've always been really interested in problems and going after them and trying to come up with something that's better. So this is also how I approach my own situation, my own disease. It's like, it's a problem for me, and my senses get threatened by the tumors that grow in my body. But can I do something positive with that?
Thank you very much, Onno, for being with us today. Amigos de República, muchas gracias. Hasta pronto.